Hi everybody, this is a video about selling, and it's in response to a question that's come up, quite a specific one, about where you have the situation where there's an exhibition and you recognise that your target market are not the visitors to the exhibition but the exhibitors at it. And it stemmed from a very simple question. If that was the case, is it all right to pitch up at the exhibition as a visitor and then go and sell to the exhibitors at the exhibition? And if you wanted a really short video, simple answer, no, it isn't. Right, nowhere near. But really what they were asking is, given that that is the case, then what is a strategy that would allow that to be happening? How could we develop something in the sales process that would allow us to engage in the right way, in a positive and an ethical way, with exhibitors at an exhibition? For me, this starts by always looking at it from your prospective customer's point of view. So into our office we get lots of inbound calls, and a number of them are for people trying to sell us stuff, right? And that's their job. There's it's quite a telemarketing industry. It's a big thing. So okay, it's a bit annoying, isn't it? All right, and half the time, most of the time, they haven't got anything that we're interested in buying, but we recognise that that's what they're doing right now, and it's a hard job, so we try to be kind where we can and just say no in a polite way. Imagine how annoying that is for me though when I find that somebody like that has phoned us on our own free phone number. So not only have they disturbed me or disturbed our people in the office, they've taken our time up, but we're paying for that too. So isn't that a little bit like somebody pitching up to an exhibition onto a stand and delivering a sales pitch to the people that have paid to exhibit at that exhibition, who really want to be focusing on what they're doing and their customers? It's a crazy idea. So if you want to get your relationship off to a really bad start, that would be one strategy. But there's got to be a better way, hasn't there? There's always a better way, and this is something really to share with you that I've found to good effect, and this would be the approach that I would take. Firstly, don't annoy them. Okay, there's psychologists would have a field day about this, and I'm sure I'm going to get into trouble. But when it boils down to it, when we talk about human emotions, there's really four. When you get rid of all the layers of complexity, it boils down to people can be sad, mad, glad, or scared, and they're receptive to new ideas, and they're receptive to buying when they're glad. Now, of course, we're all four of those emotions at different levels through the day, and we respond to different stimuli, and those levels of all those four go up and down. But we certainly don't buy when we're mad. And actually getting somebody to come to an exhibition and pitch to us, it's sure to make our mad level go up somewhat, and so we're really getting the relationship off to not the greatest start at all. So there is some strategies that I've used to great effect, and this is what I would recommend you consider to do. By all means, go to the exhibition where your prospective customers are exhibiting. Clearly it's linked to your industry, and you need to be there. You need to understand. You can learn lots at exhibitions by just walking around and talking to people, and so it'd be well worth your time to attend the exhibition for that reason alone. But if you're walking around the stands and you identify what looks like your perfect customer, then instead of just rocking up and giving them a hard sell, there's a far better, more clever approach. And I would do something like this. I wouldn't sort of march up to the stand in a kind of a military kind of a way, and in a confrontational way. I would be sort of walking past the stand and almost gone past, and you do have that kind of Columbo moment where you think, yeah, I ought to just check in with these guys. So literally just pop onto the stand, pick up the smallest bit of information that they have available with their contact details on. If it's a business card or the smallest flyer leaflet, not the great big chunky brochure and the cotton bag and everything with the goodies and the freebies in, because let's face it, you're not a customer. You're not entitled to that. If you get into a conversation with somebody, just keep it really brief. Ideally, get somebody's name and just say, "Oh, really interesting to see you exhibiting here." And remember, there's nothing small about small talk, right? Anything that breaks down barriers and builds a relationship has got to be good. So nothing wrong with saying, have you exhibited here before? Do you exhibit at many other shows? What do you find? How is it this year compared to last? And that kind of thing. Then just say, look, it's really nice to just grab your information. And if you wanted to just say, I'm in the widget industry, whatever you do, and actually many of my customers are businesses like yours, so it's really just nice to grab a card and make the connection, then that's brilliant. If you've got somebody's name, if it goes really well and really smoothly and they're receptive, perhaps there's nothing wrong with just saying, who is it in your business that deals with buying widgets, and maybe just make a note of that person's name or perhaps email address, that sort of thing. When you've done that, the most important thing that you can do then is leave. Seriously, go. Make yourself scarce, because remember that they've paid a fair amount of money to exhibit. They've that exhibition has taken lots of planning. They've planned the manpower. They've probably got refreshments. They've done all sorts in order to meet customers, not you, customers. So just by saying thank you for the information, really nice to make the connection really briefly, and go to the next customer stand that might be a customer. So at least you've made a connection. At the exhibition, there'll be some sort of show guide, exhibitors guide, list of exhibitors. It might be a freebie, it might be in a catalogue that you pick up at the entrance. You might have to pay for it. If it's a couple of quid, wow, a couple of quid well spent, I would suggest. Just to get the full contact details, the names, addresses, email addresses of all the exhibitors at that exhibition. If not, it'll be on their website. Go to the website of the show, of the exhibition, click on the link that says Exhibitors, and there they will be for you. So I would go around the show, just collect cards, collect the briefest information you can, make very brief introductions, and leave it at that. Then, in your own time, perhaps a few days after the show at least, back at the ranch, make a list, make some priorities of who it's most important to speak to first, and make a phone call. Nothing wrong with picking up the phone and saying, your name and where you're from, and you can then say, I met Tom at the exhibition and he said that I need to speak to Sarah in the widget purchasing department. Is she available, please? That would be by far the best way. If then very, very briefly speak to Sarah and explain to her that you met Tom and it was really nice to see him at the exhibition and so on, and that you think that she might be interested in your widgets, and what would be then the process. If it's an appointment, if it's to send more information by email, actually make some connection with Sarah. If you use LinkedIn, something like that. Nothing wrong with adding Sarah there. Perhaps if you're on Twitter, make sure that you add them on Twitter. Just get on their radar a little bit, and then you'll be much more receptive they'll be much more receptive to meeting you. Once that's done, no harm. Then once you've given some brief initial information to the buyer, you've got absolutely the right person. Then do the next thing in your sales process. That might be make an appointment to go see them. It might be arrange a presentation. It might be online. It might be a phone call. Whatever your sales process is, then that's the next step. You might need to find some facts about what their requirements are for your products and so on. So go, obviously then take it from there. But whatever you do, don't rock up at the stand at a show, take up somebody's time when they pay to be there, and they're there to attract customers, and they certainly aren't receptive to a sales pitch at that point. However, you're all in the same industry, perhaps, acknowledge that, do the networking thing, be social, make good connections, be friendly and open, get the contact information, and then make yourself scarce. That would be my tips for making connections and turning exhibitors into customers. So I hope you find that useful. There's ever more increasing number of videos that are coming out. If there's something that you think would be useful to you in your business, if you've got a question or two, don't hesitate to hit me up. info@jeremyheath.com is my email address. Send it there. Follow our Facebook group, a growing group called Business Champions UK, and there's all kinds of things, discussion going there. Feel free to contribute. It will be really nice to make the connection. So until next time, that's it from me. Bye for now.